Whew. Get in, losers. We're planning our future. I'm back. And we are doing my vision board for 2024. I believe I mentioned it in my last vlog, but I waited through the month of January just to like fill out, you know, see what I actually wanted my goals to be for 2024. So I'm pretty clear now on what I want from this year now that I've lived the first month. I did that in particular because I started a new job on the 4th day of this year. So I wanted to like actually get in it, see what goals I have for that role, see what goals I have for my personal life, and then actually make a vision board with a clear vision instead of just a bunch of questions. Now I feel like I'm a little bit more settled in and I'm ready to plan and think of my future and have some dream talk. I love dream talk. So that's what we're gonna do. I got magazines previously, a bunch of like, and then there's just some like aesthetic photos that I wanted. So I went and printed those out. And I've already gone through the magazines and cut out like the phrases that I see, like for example, building better habits. You know, just everything you expected, those regular things you expect to see. I did that to save some time because I know y'all don't want to sit here and watch me cut. So that's what we're gonna do. My vision board is here in front of me, and periodically I will put a little like second camera view because I'll record on my camera on my phone so y'all can see like what I'm doing as I'm talking to you all. Let's address the elephant in the room. Actually, there's two very large elephants in the room, and I need to address them because there's like no space. As you can see, I'm sitting here in a corner because the elephants are so big in this room. Number one, yes, look at my sweatshirt, it is cool. I can put the link in the comments or in the description if y'all want it. If not, I get it, I get it. The back is cool too though. It's just like the album track list and some artwork. And the elephant one, gone. The elephant, he's walked out the room. The second one, my last video as I'm recording this has surpassed 200 views, which is my very first ever YouTube video to even get 3 digits at all. So hi if you stuck around, and thank you so much for watching. I love that. I love when people watch the things that I create, and so that's super amazing. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like this one too if you're coming from that video or stuck around from it. If not, and you're new, hi, that's really cool, and I love meeting new people. So thank you so much for being here. I did just take a rubber band out of my hair. Oh yeah, and my hair, the third one. Sorry, there's another elephant. He was tiny though. The third one is that my hair is down. The last video you guys saw it up, I believe. I had it in like a fro for like a week, a lock fro. And now we're down and we're curly. Can you guys see? I've decided that when I comb my locks out, whenever that is, I don't know, and it's not anytime soon. But when I do, I will be so girly. Like, I actually, you guys have convinced me, and I'm gonna do that. But anyway, I mentioned that because what they do is they pretend they get it fresh. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Back to vision boarding and dream talk. What I'm about to do right now is cut out, because obviously I don't need this big picture, so I'm gonna cut out like part of it that spoke to me, and I have a glue gun as well, and scissors. So what I'm gonna do is probably cut a majority of these, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll have dream talk while I'm placing everything on the board. I think we're gonna talk about my goals, obviously, and then we're gonna also talk about, we're gonna reflect on last year, because I told y'all that like last year was a big year for me, but I still haven't processed it all. So like, we're gonna talk about it and see if that helps me or not. We'll see at the end of this video whether I'm in shambles or maybe I feel better. That's what we'll do. So yeah, let me cut these things out. Okay, cutting out is done. So this is what we got so far. We're all cut out. There is a lot of things on here, so we're just gonna go through them as I glue them down and move from there. I feel like what's the most important to do first, because it's literally my centerpiece. I want this to be my centerpiece, so I feel like I should put it down first. But low-key, then I'm like, well, what if it, because then I'm gonna have to move certain things around it. Actually, before we start gluing anything, let's just organize it in a way that'll be smart. I have way more things than I thought I would. I thought I was like selling myself short, honestly, and I need to print more things. But it seems like we might be able to fill this whole thing up. So what I'm gonna do is, I have some particular images that are like bigger than others. I'm gonna glue my centerpiece down and my big images. And then from there, it'll be easier to work around my smaller pieces. I'm gonna do that because right now I'm looking at all this and it's getting overwhelmed. And we don't want that. This is vision board planning. This is not a time to be stressed. This is the easy part. The hard part is putting all the work in so that all these images come true. I have a horror story that I'd like to share with the class. We were doing this project once in 5th grade where we like had to build a board game, but it was like, I think out of math or something. Anyway, we were doing that for weeks, dude. Like, it literally felt like she had run out of assignments and this was like busy work at this point. We were just building a board game. We used hot glue, or at least my group did. We used hot glue to glue pieces down on the board. And since we were doing it for so long, just like the smell got embedded in my like brain. And so now whenever I smell it, that's what I'm thinking of. It used to make me sick. Like that last week, smelling hot glue, I was just like, every day I would show up to school with a headache because I knew I was going to smell hot glue over and over and over again. It doesn't make me feel that way anymore, but it does definitely still, every time I use it, I do still get war flashbacks to 5th grade. We have 2 pieces down. We're getting somewhere, maybe. I think this one is it's one of my favorite pieces that I'm gonna put on this board, but it's also very daunting for me because I'm into the point of my life, which I don't think it'll ever go back, where you exit childhood and enter adulthood and realize that, like, oh, if I want something, it's up to me to give it to myself. So this one says, no one can give you what you want but yourself. So that'll be my little reminder that, hey, you don't have to wait for anything to happen in order to get it. If you want it, go after it, because it's yours. It's already yours. And to back that up, because sometimes I feel like my dreams are so big that it's like, calm down, girl, you know? But also, don't, because if you want the greatest for yourself, dream the greatest. So this one says you want it because your future self already has it. I'm gonna put that close so I have a reminder, like, yeah, no one else can give this to you, but it's okay because you can give it to yourself. And it's because you already have it. There's a version of you who already has it and you're just working to meet her. I don't know, it's scary to put a goal for something or anything, because what if it doesn't come true? Then, like, you know, it's like, well, if I never had that dream, then I wouldn't feel any sort of way. But to live a life with no dreams is also horrifying. So you have to dream, even though you might not be able to get it. But I doubt you wouldn't be able to get it. This one is a gold plaque from YouTube. And do I think I can hit 1 million subscribers in 1 year? Not realistically speaking, because that's just not. But like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say no. I don't know. It would be amazing if I could, but growth in general would be amazing. So I'm putting a plaque on here because I get to dream big and work towards my dream of one day getting any plaque from YouTube. That would be pretty cool. This one, more live music. You guys, I don't even sing live music for like 3 years. Actually, that's a lie. I saw my first concert in 2018 or 2019. The one and only boy band, pretty much. I kind of think this is gonna be extremely adorable. I hate to be that girl who starts anything and thinks it's gonna be amazing, but I don't know, guys. Then I have one that just lists out content creator a bunch of times, because you are what you declare yourself, and I am a content creator. My mom has had us do visions boards for the last couple of years, and maybe this is just like an emotion or whatever, but I think they've worked for me because I haven't done them for a super long time, but now that I do, they're like something I look forward to each year. And then also reflecting, which is what we're gonna do right now. How are we gonna do that? Great question. You always come with amazing questions. We're gonna open my jar. So what I do each year, another tradition my mom has started us on, is whenever we have a good something happen, a good moment throughout the year, write it on a sticky note and put it in here. This should be way more full. 2023 was full of a lot of good moments, but they were happening so fast that a lot of them are not written down here. So let's start doing that while we continue to glue down our items. Aww. Why is this gonna make me cry? Okay, so back at Howard, I was a part of the chapel community, and that's really all I wrote. It was called the chapel with Ivy. Our org had a call to chapel, and it was really amazing. I love Ivy so much. That was just a really special event because we met each other in that org, and we got to go to chapel together and showcase our org, and that was really great. Why is it making me sad though? I miss it when all my friends lived 30 feet away. That's literally like the best part of college. Everyone that you want to talk to is literally right there. Okay, another one. Yeah, unintentional reset day with Pawn. 3/27. We ended up having so many of these days, which I needed for my senior year. Like, I was actually moving and never taking a chance to break. Oh, I'm literally gonna cry. This is when we went to see the Japanese cherry blossoms. I'd never seen them before. DC has so many parts that were so cute, but also not cute enough to stay. Aww, I'm sad. I'm sad that I'm happy, but I'm sad. Another good one. This one says, remember why you started. Just like doing something and then you get so lost in doing it, and the thing you loved now feels like work, which happens a lot. I think that's a normal cycle in anything in life. So remembering why the heck I decided to do this in the first place. My why is because I want to be able to look back on my life one day and realize I gave myself everything I wanted. I don't know why I like picking up a camera and pressing record. Yeah, I just think the phrase remember why we started is really gonna help me out when I have to open my laptop and edit hours of footage. And while that may not sound fun, it's like, yeah, but the end product, you get your memories. They're somewhere forever, and that helps people and that helps me. I'm having a bad day. Like, y'all aren't the only ones who watch my YouTube videos. I am one to watch my own YouTube videos because I need a reminder that, like, hey, whatever you're feeling right now, it'll pass. Let's get into another sticky note. May 5th, that's what this one says. Don't know my next steps, but I know God has it all worked out. I don't want to cry on the internet. May was such a confusing time because I spent, well, really all the spring semester from like the jump, I spent applying to places to work. And I don't know how popular it is to talk about it on the internet, but getting a job straight out of college is so hard and so intimidating. But there's like this, you got the degree, you should be able to get the job, but it's also so hard to get a job in general, even if you have the degree. And when I went into college, everyone was saying that the bachelor's is the new associates. What really matters now is getting a master's. And it was just like, so now I was coming down to the finish line and I didn't have a job. And May 4th was like a week or two before my graduation. And I graduated. I walked across the Howard University stage with no job. But it all worked out. I mean, I'm sitting here now talking to you guys 7 months later. And I do have a job and I can afford the things that I need to afford. It literally all worked out. Joylyn from May 4th. I hope she feels better because it did. It all worked out. And I kind of still relate to this note a lot because content creation is something that I'm serious about and something that I actually want to happen for me and take off for me in this year. But I don't know. But I do know that I have this dream for a reason and it's all gonna work out because God has already written this for me. I'm just filling the next start of the plan. So what I'm gonna do, because this literally makes me want to cry but also is so relevant, this has now become something that I will be hot gluing to my vision board to remind myself. Because I really was like, I wrote this down and, you know, you say the words and it's easier said than done. And I did that. Like, it all worked out. And it's still working out in my favor. So, it's getting added right now. So happy I decided to do this with you guys. Be kind to yourself. I don't know if that's something that you do or not. I know I struggle with it. But be kind to yourself. Because that paid off. That little note paid off. This one, I love. Get into it. I swear if I cry in this video, I might actually be very mad. I feel like we haven't reached crying on the internet status yet. What do we got here? Pastorlin. This is from March. Nudie with Sadia. Exactly. I needed a good one. A laughable one. We went to go see Young Nudie and It's something about, I have this we can laugh, but I have this like suburban mindset. Whenever I am around somebody who's like has a hood persona, or like they're hard or whatever, when I see a personable moment out of them, like oh, that humanized you, not because you weren't a human before, but because I can't relate to your lifestyle, but like now like you did something regular that like even I do. So for me, I love those moments, and I'm like, oh my god, they're so sweet, they're so adorable. I'm thinking real thugs are so sweet and so adorable. Is it something I'm working through? No. I'm gonna continue being delusional. But Young Nudie, have y'all heard his giggle? It's so cute. And so I'm like, oh, I just want to put Young Nudie in my pocket. He's so adorable. Yeah. I don't know why I'm this way, but it was just like, it was a cute night. I don't know enough of Young Nudie's music, to be honest with you, but he had just, well, not just, but it had been like a couple months or whatever. Peaches and Eggplants was out. We're making some progress, my friends. I think we're about halfway done. Another one that I got printed out is the thumbnail from my last video. That was my first video to surpass 100 views, and it happened in this year, so yeah, I've already accomplished it, but more videos like that, hopefully. Also, just this nail art, because yeah, I want to up my designs this year. Like, I've been learning, I've been getting better, but come on, like, yeah, keep growing, keep getting more nail designs. Study date with Ivy. Aww. I was very dependent upon my friends to be successful in that last semester. I needed a lot of encouragement, and thank God that up to that point I had chosen friends who also needed encouragement, yes, but could pour back into my cup at the same time. Let's do another one. So a big part of my senior year was also exploring DC, because the year prior I was so unhappy, but I didn't really leave campus too often. I didn't really get to know DC, so I wanted to do that, and that was super fun. It also gave me a full perspective of like, okay, do you not like DC, or do you just not maybe like the school you're going to? It's just not fair to be like, oh, I hate DC, but you never left the campus, you know? And it was beautiful to get to know. It's not a bad city. It's not for me to live in, but it's not a bad city. What did I do? Here, go first. National Mall doing tiny mics. Oh, okay, so it's a series I'm gonna start on here pretty soon, but while I love talking to this camera, it's because I'm in the comfort of my own home. Newsflash, I have social anxiety just like everyone else. So while that may not be groundbreaking news, I wanted to like spread my wings and like, okay, how do I feel comfortable talking in person? And I always felt like when it was time to do an assignment or something, like interview people on the yard or in public, I was okay with that. Like, it was nerve-wracking, but it wasn't like I can't find my voice, which I feel a lot of times when I'm just going to socialize. So what I did was I got tiny mics, and I would go around and talk to people on the yard and like talk to my friends, and people would come up and see we had tiny mics and they just want to talk and add in their piece, which was just amazing because I love learning about people. So that's what we did, and that day we went to the National Mall and just laid out and talked on those tiny mics. Like, we gave a debrief of like that week and the boys that we had run into, the people on the yard, the people that we didn't know existed. Yeah, it was just fun to do that and de-stress. I have so many voice notes in my phone of people on the yard just like telling me how their day was, what they were wearing, like why they put that fit on that day. It was just so fun. Like, I had like no nerves when I was doing it. It was like, okay, yeah. And it did allow me to talk to some people that I wanted to talk to for a minute and stuff like that, and get to know them. Like my friends, when we started doing it, the short, it like was taking off. Like, people like to just randomly talk. Like, we would get some people to come and like, oh, we thought this person was cute, let's go ask them. Because no one ever said no to tiny mics, and then they found out it wasn't an assignment and it was anonymous, and they were just like, oh, let me like tell you my life story. Anyway, the tiny mics were such a vibe. I recommend them to anyone who wants to get to know more people and is maybe struggling with social anxiety. It was literally just so fun. It was just so fun. Alrighty, we have a little bit more left and a little bit more on the board too. So I'm gonna power through the board. Once I'm done, I can put in the frame, we can look at it, cute, admire, while I read the rest of these things and look at my 2023 vision board to see what we did. What did Joylyn accomplish? All right, it's time to frame her. Sorry. You know, in the background, you got to stop right now. I'll give you an up close look. Let's put her in a frame. Should I show y'all first? Oh, it's so cute. We did it. I've always wanted to do a picture frame one. Okay, I'm gonna set her back here. All right, we did it. We vision boarded and we didn't cry. So far. I have my vision board from last year. Let's finish these. 3/15, March 15th, what did I do? Italian dinner with Pond. Oh, okay. This tradition started like literally last year because I had an Italian place that I love to go to in DC. They have like the best bolognese that I've had. And I showed Pond the place and it was in a beautiful part of town, and then it like randomly ended up that like every time, because we went like around Valentine's, and then after that it was like we always went on like the 15th. We loved it, and I guess that was probably like our second time going, and so good. We would just go sit outside because the weather was nice and eat bolognese as we people watched and reflected on our week. It was you just need moments like that sometimes. Okay, this one says March 5th. God kept me patient and without fear the whole week. I have no context to what was happening that week, but if it was important enough for me to write it down, amen. I operate with a lot of anxiety in my day-to-day life in general, so to know that there was a week where I didn't feel that fear is amazing. Thank you, God. There's a lot of things to be scared of during that time, so I'm glad for a moment I didn't feel scared. April 1st, family time with Pond. First of all, if you don't have your best friend like Pond, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, we used to go to her family friend's restaurant, and it was sweetest time ever. They were all speaking Thai, I believe, but I don't know, like you don't have to be physically in the conversation to be a part of it. I never felt like left out or anything. They were so nice to include me in the first place, but I would just go and we would eat food and just kind of fellowship, and they would be speaking their native tongue, but I still felt like I was a part of the conversation. And it wasn't in DC, it was a little further out, so it was another good way for me to like be away from campus when I felt overwhelmed. It happened a couple times, and it was just such a beautiful moment for Pond to one, trust me around her family, but also just to be there and witness those relationships. Oh, I missed them. Okay, that was the last one of that. So let's go through my 2023 vision board. So she's been through the ringer because she traveled a lot. She traveled to DC, from Houston to DC to Houston to New York and back to Houston. There are some pieces that are missing. Those were the little flowers. They're in here now. Because, I don't know, 2020 was such a great year, and I figured if I could take anything from this, it would be those cute little decorative flowers. So they're like in there now. But she was super simple. So the main part of it was informed by faith. I feel like a lot of my steps that I made, a lot of the big choices that I made last year were, I didn't make them if I didn't pray about them first. I really felt like my steps were informed by faith and how to bring it into next year. And now it's just about being disciplined and continuing to pray. This says breathe in, breathe out. I wrote that actually physically. Breathe in, breathe out. Because looking at myself in the mirror and breathing is the way that I calm myself down from my panic attacks. Or like whenever I feel like I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, go find a mirror, look at yourself, and actually see yourself about to do what you're about to do, and then make your decision from there. Would you still do it? You know, so that really helps. I got that idea from a TikTok I saw one time. He was like, I think he's a recovering addict, and he was like, whenever I feel the urge to do whatever his addiction was, I can't remember, he'll set his phone up and he'll look at himself to see like, oh, I don't want to hurt this person. That's what I would do whenever I feel like having an anxiety attack. Like, oh, I go and I see myself like, it's okay, look at yourself, you're there, you don't need to be nervous, you don't need to be anxious. So I wrote breathe in, breathe out, and that was something I feel like really helped me a lot. Actually, I think 2023 was like, since pre-COVID it was really bad because I didn't know that I had social anxiety. So post-COVID years so far, I think 2023 was the year I was the least nervous, which is crazy because I had so many big decisions and I was in so many new rooms, but I didn't feel as anxious as I used to. So I guess that's proof that it was working. And then on here was make your dream a reality. So that's a goal that I'm obviously carrying into this year because I want content creation to be my main thing, and that's my dream, and I'm gonna make that a reality for myself. So yeah, but I made my dreams a reality last year too. I mean, I graduated, I got a job, I am exactly where I wanted to be. When this time last year I was sitting like, how am I gonna make this happen? Like, how am I going to be the woman that I want to become back then? And I'm her now. And so now there's a new version of me that I want to accomplish. And we're gonna do that too. We're gonna be the Joylyn Faith in the future that we want to be. This is just me at the front steps of meeting her. And then it was just love, and as you can see from all the yellow sticky notes that I read off, I had a lot of love around me, and so that's where a lot of my good moments came from. There's definitely a lot of love around me last year, and there still is. Making spirits bright. It must have been a Christmas magazine cutout. But I think I made a couple people laugh last year. I think I provided like some lighthearted moments for people, or happy moments for people. I hope people think of me and think good things. I think that was accomplished. I guess that's when I'd have to check in with the people around me and see. And then the last thing I have on here is New Year, same me, bigger dreams. And that's definitely a mantra that I'm still holding on to. I definitely think I accomplished that last year. I mean, when I'm reflecting on those notes of how I didn't know what I was going to do after graduation, I still was dreaming big, even though I was getting no's or I wasn't getting any callbacks from people, whatever it was. I still had really big dreams, and the biggest dream of all to me at that point was moving to New York. But it wasn't like at the forefront of my mind. At the forefront of my mind was getting a job, and it so happened that my two biggest dreams at that time collided in the same place. And so yeah, I was the same me, but I had bigger dreams and I even accomplished them. I can't believe that 2023 was what it was. As you can see, we've upgraded it. This was last year, and now this is this year. We definitely got a lot to work towards, but I'm excited nonetheless. I thank you so much for watching me make my vision board. I hope that in some sort of way you have goals out for yourself, and maybe you put them in a vision board, or maybe you just wrote them down in your notes app. Whatever it is, it's your vision and it will come true. Come on, it's us. Good things happen to us. I can't explain to you why, but good things just happen to us. So I can't wait to sit down at the end of this year and go through this again with you guys and see what has come into fruition so far. Yeah, I love you so very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Friday with a special Galentine's video. Ah, I'm so excited. Okay. Bye, y'all.